Hey everybody, welcome to episode 16 of the Final Fantasy VIII playthrough. This is Rolls the Gamer, and we're back. And yeah, doing some Final Fantasy VIII, finally. I apologize for the delay in posting the video. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I just got a job as a caseworker 1, helping kids. I mean, I was offered the job. I still have to do reference checks and all this, but don't you hate that part of life when you do your drug testing and all this stuff, and it's like, okay, just give me the job now, please. Thank you. And here for this, we're not gonna do anything other than encounter none. And I told you earlier in this game this ability would be useful. And they're just gonna walk right through these fools, because there's no reason to. I mean, there are some enemies down here, but the one exclusive one that I can think of, I already have the blue magic for. Quistis's shock, special attack. But yeah, so we're just gonna power through here. Not that this place isn't annoying though. There's a lot of redirection and jumping over lines and whatnot. But anyway, I was saying, don't you hate that part of life where it's like everything's out of your hands now and you have to wait on somebody else? Granted, the HR guy seems very dependable, but still, it's not me doing it, so I get nervous. Anyway, cutscene time. Parade has officially started, and if you'll recall, in the last episode, we left Renoa in a dangerous little situation. Some bosses attacking her, and what are we doing spending our time out here with this, right? Anyway, yeah. Pretty good graphics for a PS1 game, if I say so myself. It's like as a kid I was amazed when I opened up the game box and saw 4 discs. I was like, what do I need all that for, you know? Then I realized if they have, even as like a 10-year-old, when I first had it, it's like, even if they have 4 discs, a lot of it's probably these movie things that fill the space. I was tech savvy even as a child, you see. Look, he's not dead. He's been there all along. Son of a bitch. But, yeah. So that was my reason for the delay in recording. But, here we are. Back again, you know, so whatever. That's always interesting, seeing the character sprites posted against FMV playing in the background. And we have this climb to do again. See, you gotta... Normally I wouldn't change these junctions and everything so much, but the fact that you're teaching your characters their your GFs, I mean, their moves, you know what I mean? That's you can just do a whole junction exchange, but that moves the magic around as well, and I don't like to do that. I like to make sure. Yes, go to strength. Come on, man. It's no use having Squall be a one-hit kill machine without his strength buffs. But exchanging magic as part of the whole junction exchange isn't that great of an idea. Because really late in the game, you'll be able to refine a lot of items that can give you some pretty wicked spells. And you'll want to be able to keep track of who has what. Because there'll be times, like leveling up certain characters, where they won't need as big of a boost to HP as, say, an underleveled character would, or strength bonus, etc. Like, you can junction just the best spell in the game, Ultima, to any stat, really, to make it out of control, but, I don't see a reason to on, oh, Squall's strength, let's junction so many Ultima spells, but at the same time, if your strength is already capped out with, let's say 40 of them equipped, those would be better served as another character's boost, you know what I mean? A lot of tactics stuff. For the people who complain that this game doesn't have enough strategy to it, it really does. I mean, or a lot of people also complain that you don't want to use magic because it dwindles from your stockpile, which is a fair enough criticism, but unless you're using a mage character to begin with in another game, you wouldn't be using magic anyway, so I don't know what the complaint is. The only real character that should be using magic, I mean, all the females, their specialities all draw from magic, but interesting that way. But the only character you should really be using magic is Renoa, as we'll find out why later in the game. But boss fight, the Iguion, I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is the first battle that Irvine's actually in. And it's that way for me every playthrough, because I don't like to use him, honestly. Well, until later on in the game when you buff him up and he can do multiple max damage shots in a turn, you know? But there's Carbuncle, there's a GF you draw from this fight. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think it's the correct number, by the end of disc 1. So, I'd recommend getting them as soon as possible, because especially the characters, you know, or the GFs with +1 to magic at level up, +1 to strength at level up, is definitely an early game pickup, you know what I mean? But that's how fast that battle went, because Squall is ridiculously strong now. Good thing about these boss fights too, you get a lot of AP. So your GFs learn. That's why, like I said earlier, that's why you want to switch your GFs, because they can get a huge learning curve boost by being involved with boss battle characters. Poor Renoa, she realizes how hard the soldier life really is. Poor Squall, he realizes how needy Renoa is. Oh man. Alright. Let's lie in wait for our assassination attempt here. Busy thinking about what game I should feature after this. Definitely something shorter, but I don't know. Because after Majora I did Sonic Adventure 1, and that was the playlist previous to this one. So it'll have to be something short and not, hopefully not an RPG. Even though I love the RPGs. What does it mean? Man, I tell you what, to anyone out there thinking about it, I'd say moving into your own place, and by your own place, I'm talking about if you're living with anybody else, living alone is pretty cool. Just because it's quiet, I know where everything's at all the time, and I mean, there are a few people I could live with where I can also tolerate it, you know, but this is the way for me, definitely. Oh great, our sniper's freaking out. Like, it's exactly 4 in the PM right now, and I have absolute silence in my recording area here in the the apartment. Pretty good stuff. Just Rob Zombie. Seriously, you can have, okay, give her draw for some reason. You can have, such an easier time with things by staying under-leveled. Because I'm sure I've explained this already, but I'll say it again just in case, you didn't catch it in an earlier vid. The enemies level with you. Like, their HP and stats increase as your character's level increases, you know. So if you stay low leveled and just max out your power, your strength, and the pertinent stats for each character, as well as HP, you can pretty much run this game. That's what I kind of like about it. In any Final Fantasy, my favorite part is to always try to be as game breaking as possible. Alright, I guess we cut back here. Yeah, these sewers aren't long and confusing at all. What's in that draw port, I wonder? Doesn't really matter. Yeah, see, here's the part where you cut back all this way and you think you're going the wrong way, but you're not. It's stupid. I mean, I understand what they're doing, but at the same time, me as a gamer is looking at it and I'm saying, well, I'm just backtracking. This doesn't make any sense at all, you know? But there is a method to the madness. Because right there is the crossover point. And that ladder falls down to allow you to go around in a circle again if you miss something. But the only thing of note down here, I already picked up with Renoa in the last episode, the Weapons Monthly magazine. Even though if you have the supplies, you can craft a weapon without actually knowing what it takes to craft it. Like, that's actually what happened with Squall's sword, because it's just a mesmerized blade and some screws, which you can get pretty easily from the mesmerized card, and screws are from the Geezered card, like the little ground lizard character, but they're also lousy all around Galbadia Garden, so you can just grind them there if you need to. Definitely worth it. There's a cut. I was just checking on the progress of various GFs and seeing where we were. And I think probably reassigning junctions, but if not, I'll do that here coming up before the fight, because, like I said, you need to do it. Here we go. See, let's see who has the courage here to do what's right. I was talking about employment earlier. It's also a new experience to me, is putting in a notice that you're leaving your position, which I did. I talked about it way back on my How I Learned to Stop Wearing More Rolls' channel video, talking about having a new job and being exhausted. I'm leaving that one late at the end of this work week, which for me is Monday morning. So there you go. Date in this video. But there's a theory here that Irvine doesn't shoot, because we find out in disc 2 that he remembers Edia from an earlier age, and maybe that's why he doesn't shoot. Maybe he's a great sniper and he just can't will himself to shoot the person who means a lot to him. That's as far into spoilers as I'll go for that. If I already said something about it, forgive me. But it's hard not to spoil a game that's been out this long, you know what I mean? You get a good leeway of like 5 years after a game's release before it becomes spoilerific. Actually, he did do a pretty decent shot, so can't blame him too much. So be ready to back me up. Make sure everybody is junctioned properly. I probably already did, like I said earlier, at the gate area. But here, initiate cool cutscene now. I don't know why we don't use cars and other capacities during this game, but here we are. I wonder... Well, we aren't even no Seifers here, so I'm not even gonna play. But we'll have to fight him first. Wait till you see how that battle goes. It's coming up here shortly. You can see, if you look at the time of the video right now, you'll see this fight here doesn't take too long. So, here we are. What a jerk. But his dream was to be a sorceress's knight. Am I yours? Because I think that I just beat you in one hit, asshole. You're losing it. And, yeah. I, was a lot more terrified of this battle the first time I did it. But, not that difficult, really. I mean, everything gets easier upon, subsequent playthroughs, I'd argue. Except for a few bosses, like... There are some bosses in Final Fantasy X, for instance, that no matter how you play it in other playthroughs, it doesn't really get easier unless you grind insanely before the fight. But we're gonna see what other magic she has here. Dispel, great. 1,000 damage per hit. Good work there, Squall. Keep everybody rocking and rolling here. Yes, keep everyone alive so then the GFs get experience. And yeah. The other characters don't even break 100 damage yet. That's how much I've just focused on Squall's training. It's what you need. This is all you need right now, because this game has the distinction where he's in the main party like 85% of the game, so if you just make him your big hitter with one other physical guy, either Zell or Irvine as backup, you pretty much got it made. Yeah, just keep this grind going. We will win the battle, just give it time, you know what I mean? He should be getting close to her limit anyway, I would argue. Because, it's a Disc 1 boss. She's not going to be insanely overpowered. Yeah, see, here's her, like, her desperation breakdown moment, you know? I'm sorry, the attack I was thinking of was actually her second form, but here, let's see what we learned. Strength bonus at level up, that's great, and time magic refine, that's great too. Uh-oh, she's using her limit break here. Yeah, I don't know about these. Just stand there and take it like a jackass. And there is a theory that people have that Squall dies in this battle and the rest of the game is just a dying hallucination. I don't particularly subscribe to that theory because, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. That's a big, long, dying dream if it is, you know? But, what a way to end Disc 1, you know? That's no good at all. And, that's all for today's episode, guys. That's some emotional baggage to leave you with, but, it's Rose the Gamer signing off, and, of course, saying to take it easy. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.